Hi, my name is Zoe Garcia, and one of my personal interests is Mesopotamia, where taxes, writing, and wheels originated. Their contributions were their biggest, and they were pretty big. Their original form of writing was called cuneiform. They made it to be able to keep track of their taxes, and these taxes were so important to them that it is the most common writing found from their time. They also used it to write down their self-glorified stories such as the Epic of Gilgamesh and the Code of Hammurabi. Hammurabi was a Babylonian king who reigned from 1792 to 1750 BC, and he expanded the city-state of Babylon to unite southern Mesopotamia. And the code was written in approximately 1771 BC and was used as a standardized justice system. Some of the laws were a little bit harsh, and there was 282 laws. Although many people couldn't read, it was written out so that all the people could see it, and it was made clearer to them. Their second contribution was taxes. Benjamin Franklin once said, "Our new Constitution is now established and has an appearance that promises permanency. But in this world, nothing can be said to be certain except death and taxes." So before taxes, nothing was certain except death. So aren't we glad a little to some extent for them? These taxes in ancient Mesopotamia were a way for farmers, artists, and other sellers to be able to sell as much as they wanted so long as the government got a cut of the profits. These people didn't have coin money, so they paid these taxes in the form of produce, livestock, and it could even be paid in military service. It didn't take long for the people to hate taxes, and they eventually rebelled against them. Although it didn't work out too well for them, people continue to hate taxes, but rebelling won't work now either. The name Mesopotamia is Greek, meaning the land between two rivers, and it was situated between the Tigris River and the Euphrates. The Euphrates was also given the name Burnham, and Burnham means rushing flood. Because of the position in between the two rivers, it was a very fertile land, and it was good for farming, and the sheikh gave it the name the Fertile Crescent. When the Sumerians came together to farm, they had higher chances of consistent crops. The development of good agriculture led to a steady form of food supply, which made it possible for them to develop permanent housing and government, and thus became the cradle of civilization. These sections of government that they made were called city-states. These city-states shared the same religion, language, and were ruled by the same royal family. In the land of summer, there were 12 city-states. The main focuses of these city-states were farming, laws, and taxes. Their lives also revolved very heavily on what they believed to be the wills and whimsies of their gods. They had a god for almost every aspect of their life. They varied from the fertilities of their crops, wisdom and writing, plague and war, and even a god for the sun. They developed a 7-day week system that was named after the 7 gods embodied by the 7 observable planets. Here we have Marduk, represented by Jupiter, Minerva by Saturn, Nergal by Mars, Inanna by Venus, Nebu by Mercury, Nanasven by the moon, and Utu by the sun. Since they wanted to please the gods in the hopes of them blessing the people, their priests took primary importance. Around the time of Hammurabi, however, there was a shift, and the priests and gods were no longer as important. Although the temple began to lose its political importance to the king, the economic and ideological importance remained strong. While the kings would lead the military action, the outcome would be attributed to the gods and their wills. The order of importance then went kings, priests, wealthy merchants. Many people couldn't read or write, so next came the scribes and record writers. Then there were government officials and craftspeople, and all of this civilization rested upon the backs of the farmers and the enslaved people. In the land of Mesopotamia, innovation thrived. They built a base 60 system that was comprised of a 60-second minute, a 60-minute hour, and a 360-degree circle. And as we talked about earlier, they had their 7-day week system, and of course, writing, wheels, and everyone's favorite, taxes. This wonderful land of innovation was comprised as known as modern-day Iraq, but it also includes countries such as Syria, Lebanon, Cyprus, Jordan, Palestine, Hawaii, as well as the Sinai Peninsula and northern Mesopotamia. Their contributions are things we use in our everyday lives, So hopefully this brief history has expanded your knowledge of the land of Mesopotamia. Thank you.